This episode of the What's Happening Delco podcast is sponsored by Delco Meets for Business. Check us out on Meetup at Delco Meets, the number 4 business, and attend one of our incredible networking events. Be sure to register, and we'll see you there. What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today I'm joined by Maria Pacenza of Plantation Pasta. Maria, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Rich.
Maria, what is Plantation Pasta?
Plantation Pasta is a gluten-free pasta company that I started a few years ago. We're located in Havertown, is where I manufacture the pasta. And our pasta is, gluten-free, as I mentioned, but it's also very nutritious. It's high in protein, high in fiber, low in carbs. So it's an all-round good pasta for you.
How did the idea for this come to you? How did it all get started?
Well, growing up in an Italian-American household, I always made homemade pasta. So with gluten flour. So I was used to making things by hand and making pasta. About 10, 12 years ago, I learned I had celiac. So the options in the supermarket were not great at the time. And what was out there was just either bad tasting or fell apart or all of the above. So I thought, let me try doing this. So I bought a small extruder and I started experimenting with all different flours and combinations of flours and different shapes. And until it took a long time, about a year and a half to 2 years, until I got a formula that I thought was worthy of selling. So I found it took more time to even find a place to make it truly gluten-free, because a lot of commercial kitchens are shared spaces with people that are using gluten products. So I couldn't do that. Anyway, I started using a facility in Norristown, was there about a year when this opportunity came in Delco and I grabbed it. It's a great space, and I really love the people there, and I enjoy working in there.
Talk about your pastas. What can people expect when they shop with Plantation Pasta?
Well, the pastas, a question I often get asked is how is it like gluten pasta? And it's like, it's all the ingredients are different, right? So I'm using a combination of ingredients, and it's a softer pasta, but it is so much more beneficial. As I mentioned, high in carbs, high in fiber, low in carbs, high in fiber, high in protein. Plus, I do add, I infuse each variety with a beneficial botanical ingredients. So my two varieties are ashwagandha fusilli and turmeric and black pepper cassarecci. So you're getting not just all the nutrients, it's more of a functional process too. So you're getting a step beyond the nutrients. Pasta with benefits is what my tagline is.
This this reality for you of celiac disease is so prevalent in our society today. You probably meet many, many people that have found you and say, this is a godsend because I love pasta, I want to enjoy it, and now I can. What are some of those stories where you've crossed people's paths with this Plantation Pasta and the results that they've had?
Oh, just like you said, people come up to my table when I'm at a farmer's market. I was like, thank God we have gluten-free pasta. I can't wait to try it. Sometimes I will have samples out and they get to try it right there. And they are always so happy. They tell me their stories of their health journeys, because a lot of people with celiac often have other issues as well, like they can't have eggs or dairy or other things. And this pasta really is a godsend for them. So, as I said, I hear all kinds of stories. People use it in many different ways. They'll often ask me, what sauces do I use? How do I use this? And it really goes with anything. So they are really, as I said, the people who come to my table are a variety of ages, genders. And I always thought it was going to be like a younger type of person before I started this, someone who's very up to date on, food and trends. But I really see a variety of people. A lot of people, unfortunately, have health issues. And even if you don't, I get a lot of gym bodybuilder types that come to because they're looking for that high protein. And this will give it to them without even worrying about what sauce to put on it because it's already in the pasta. So as I said, a variety of types of people for a variety of reasons are looking for this pasta.
You provide a variety, and you even go so far as you have botanicals and turmeric and all these different flavors. How do these ideas come to you?
Well, I am also, I've always been an avid gardener. So, my deck and backyard, I have 4 beds where I plant all kinds of herbs. My deck, my husband often complains I can't sit out there because there's pots of herbs all over. And every year I try to add a few new things that I never grew the previous year. So I have all kinds of herbs and I try to use them not just in cooking, I give them to my neighbors but I also use them, I make lotions and tonics and teas and different things with them. So I took some courses, herbal courses, and I've learned a lot about them. So for the pastas, I've just dug in and did a lot of research, because it's another topic other than pasta. Herbs are also a passion of mine. So I combined the two.
Maria, who inspires you? Who motivates you?
I just think that, other than my family, my grandkids are what I live for. And they are my grandson, especially, he's the older one. And when I first started, he really helped me, even though he was kind of young, taste testing and even helping me make the pasta. And he really gave his input into this is good, this is not good. And he's pretty honest about it. So that's where I really want to make something that not just, first starts with your family and friends. What will they like and eat? And then once it gets passes that test, then you bring it out to everybody else.
Maria, you mentioned markets. Where do people find you? How can they shop with Plantation Pasta?
Well, I do have an online store. So at the website, plantstationpasta.com. So I ship anywhere in the US. So I am at farmers markets and events. I've cut back a little bit because I'm at more stores now. I'm on an online store, Allison Road. I'm in a few out of state locations. But again, when I go to markets, I post it on my Instagram the day and time. I have a couple lined up for September. It's a little slow in the summer, but I just did the big one in May in Oaks, the Wicked gluten-free, over 100 gluten-free vendors. It was like heaven for me. I could eat anything in the place. So, it's places it's like big events. As I said, 2 markets coming up in September. And the online store is probably the best way. I have my email. People just reach out to me. And if they're local, I go deliver, I bring it to their house, if they email me and say, I live right around the corner. I live in Havertown. I live, Drexel Hill, whatever. I will bring it right to them.
You talk about this entrepreneurial spark, this solving an issue, and
Mhm.
now it's become Plantation Pasta. Where would you like to see Plantation Pasta, let's say in 5 years from now?
Oh, I would love to be on more store shelves. Unfortunately, I'm so small that the big stores, like, big supermarkets, really, they don't have a space for somebody as small as I am. So I would love to be on big store shelves, more health stores, health food stores, because they're the people that are looking for that type of a pot, or one of the types of people. So they really focus on the botanical ingredients, the extra benefits. And, if, waiting to get new packaging and a bigger, better website. My website's good for now, and the logo's good for now. But I think, in the future, I would like to see. I use a bag. I would prefer to be in a box, a pasta box. It's a little stable, more stable, things like that. I'm trying to look down the road as well, 5 years from now, and that's where I'd like to be.
I love hearing these ideas. This is growth, and it's a step at a time. And the next thing you know, some of these larger box stores are saying, hey, a friend gave this to me, or I had a sample of this, and this is delicious. And how do we work on the next steps about getting you out into our stores and our customers? Have you spoken to Martindale's? Are they
Yeah,
one
they
of
took
your?
my product in for a little bit to test it. Unfortunately, the person there had an allergy to to one of my ingredients, so I think they stayed away from it. But they did buy some from me. As I said, there's a couple of gluten-free places in Arizona and Ohio that have taken my product. And I'm looking at others. I have social media influencers who are asking me for the product, and one just posted last night of her making it, and she loves the turmeric cassarecci, so she was really useful. It's just a dream, and I'm just so happy that this dream has gone this far.
Well, we're big fans of turmeric, so we'll have to check
Yeah,
out and enjoy this turmeric cassarecci.
that's
Cassarecci.
it.
I have to learn how to say that before I can eat it, right?
Yeah, it's an unusual shape.
With all that you're doing and everything you're just thinking about, and I'm sure you have like all these ideas roaming around your head all the time. Or is it just, hey, I just get this idea from somebody else? You talked about influencers. How do
Mhm.
these ideas how do they come to you?
I wish I knew, or I would I would be more focused, I think. They really just I do a lot of reading, I do a lot of research, and I think, wow, I could use something like this. I wonder if somebody else could do it. It's just the kind of thing they pop into your head, but it's not random, I don't think. I think it is because I'm always thinking of these things and how can I use this turmeric in other ways, and that type of thing that, it's just happens.
You're out and about in Delco and you might have a cheesesteak craving. Maybe your husband does. Where are you stopping for cheesesteaks in Delco?
Well, with someone with celiac, I wish there was a cheesesteak place in Delco I could stop at. That's what I miss, food like that, the rolls, that type of bread. Um, yeah, it is really hard. And I don't eat out much actually, but when I do, it's unfortunately the places I can go to are in Montgomery County, like True Foods Kitchen or Seasons 52. I just ate there the other day. Yeah, it's really hard. I wish it was, wish it was closer. Some places do offer like a gluten-free option of something, but for me, it has to really be gluten-free. It has to be made in a separate space and that type of thing. But I do a lot of shopping in Delco for food. So I do go to Martindale's, I go to Mom's in Bryn Mawr, and two of my favorite farmers markets are in Delco. Oakmont Market, I was a vendor there as well as a customer. That's in Havertown. And then the Newtown Square Food and Makers Market. I was also a vendor there. Two good markets. They'll find, the produce, of course, I can buy all of that. So that's my, born and raised in Delco and never going to leave.
The point you make is so profound that, well, just because they say it on the menu, for some people, there's such an intolerance that it can't be in that same environment, right? It can't be
Exactly.
manufactured in that same environment. It really has to be very clean. And I think more than ever, what we really desire or what we hope that we have available is more clean food. And
Yes.
I think that's one of the things that Renaissance you're leading is clean food. What it says on the label is clean, and you're not throwing in additives, derivatives, and things. If we can't pronounce it, we shouldn't be eating it in a way, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And some people think because they're buying something in the supermarket that's gluten-free that it's better for them. And unfortunately, as you said, you read the ingredients and it's really a long list of things you can't pronounce, like you said. So you really have to be careful. I mean, we do nothing but read labels every time I go out. My husband and I, we just have to read everything. And the fewer the ingredients, the better, as you know.
Have you found a gluten-free pizza option to satisfy that pizza craving?
Well, I do. I sometimes I make my own dough. I can do that. I have a good recipe, and then they have good. Mom's has a good frozen dough, gluten-free dough that I will take home and use, defrost and use that one. That's a definitely satisfies. It's not the same. It's never going to be exactly the same as gluten pasta, a gluten pizza, but it is pretty good.
You're out and about delivering, you're looking for ingredients and shopping, and you have a convenience store need. Where are you shopping? Wawa or Royal Farms?
Most likely Wawa.
Maria, how do you describe Delco to someone who's never been here or has not heard of Delco before?
Well, it's funny, Delco, it's just, I've been here all of my life, most of it on the same street, I have to add. And so it's just such a familiar It's home, it's a place where, I'll go into the supermarket and see somebody I graduated from high school with many years ago. So it's just, I know the people, I know it's just very familiar and comfortable place to live.
You have friends or family coming in from out of town and you want to give them or take them to that Delco experience. Where are you sending them or where are you taking them?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, if it's a place that I would go to, I know some people in my family eat at Tanks and Libby's and places like that that are, they're there often. If I were to take them, I would go and not eat. I've done that many times before if I'm not sure. But yeah, there's just, Ridley Park and just so many places where they can, do a hike or take a walk and see the sights, and it's just a good place.
Maria, is there anything we haven't spoken about today on the podcast? Anything you want listeners to know more about you or more about Plantation Pasta?
Well, one of the things that I make sure when I'm in person, even though the cooking instructions are on the pasta package, I learned the hard way and through much research and experimenting, the cooking of this gluten-free pasta and gluten-free pasta in general is very different than gluten pasta. It absorbs so much water in the cooking that we will put a bag of pasta in the same pot that we would put a pound of regular pasta, traditional pasta, and it doesn't cook the same. That's when the pasta breaks apart. Gluten-free pasta absorbs a lot more water, so it needs more water and more space to move around. So I always tell people, make sure you get out that big Italian pot you have, fill it with water, and that's what you'll cook that 8 ounces of pasta in. That's the main thing I'd like people to take away when I see them in person.
I think that's really valuable because people have this experience of how they used to do it.
Yeah,
And you put a new medium into that pot with boiling water, and the next thing you know, you're disappointed. Read the directions, reach out to experts like you, and then you'll enjoy that pasta and have that great pasta experience that you really crave for and want without the gluten.
right. Exactly. Yeah.
Maria, thank you so much. Thank you for your entrepreneurial spirit, bringing this to Delco and the world. We are listened to worldwide. So people hear the What's Happening Delco pasta. Now they can go out, go to the website, order for themselves and have it shipped to them, and just enjoy a way of life that maybe they have been missing for so many years. Thanks for being a friend of What's Happening Delco. We're grateful that Patricia with Cork and Charm has introduced you to us, and can't wait to see you out and about in the Delco community.
Well, thank you so much for what you do for Delco. As a small business, it's very much appreciated.
Thanks, Maria.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Rich. Thank you so much for being a listener to the What's Happening Delco podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn more about the people and businesses in our community. I have been a real estate agent for over 25 years, working with first-time home buyers to last-time home sellers. As a listener of the podcast, my gift to you is a complimentary 1-year American Home Shield home warranty. This is for buyers and sellers that I help. If you're looking to move anywhere in the United States, I have you covered with an amazing network of real estate agents. I look forward to hearing from you. My direct line is 215-313-3777, or you can email me at rshaneremax@comcast.net. Oh, by the way, I am never too busy for any of your referrals.